The Champions League and the Europa League draw is officially out. We know who's playing who's going up against who, and this is going to be an amazing knockout stage for the Champions League and the Europa League. I know a lot of people don't care about the Europa League, but there's some juicy games. Now, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. First of all, I got to say, yo, lads, listen here. I was 7 for 8 in the last round. 7 for 8. The only game I got wrong was FC Porto versus Arsenal. I said there would be an upset in that game, and I was wrong by a penalty shootout. Okay, so realistically, yes, it still means I'm wrong, you know what I mean? But it was very, very close to being right. It went all the way to penalties. That's wild. Anyways, I'm not saying I'm some football guru. I probably got lucky. But at the end of the day, I guess the last draw was kind of easy to predict. There was a lot of easy games in there. With that being said, this round is not easy in any way, shape, or form. We are going to start off with the Champions League, and we're going to discuss every single game, and I'm going to show you guys who I think goes through and who doesn't go through, and we even got a nice little bracket so y'all can see it happening in front of your face. Hey, man, that's some fire. Anyways, listen. The first game we have is going to be Atletico Madrid versus Dortmund. Now, Atletico Madrid versus Dortmund is a very interesting game. And you can never count out Atletico Madrid. And I want to say this very, very carefully. Atletico Madrid just put out one of the best teams in Europe, in my opinion. I don't care what nobody says. I know a lot of people are going to make fun of me. Inter Milan is a very strong, tough team to beat. Y'all can say whatever you want. This team went all the way to the Champions League final last year. They are a strong team. They were good in the group stages. They are a very good defensive and well-organized team. And Atletico Madrid was able to put them out. So, in my opinion, Atletico Madrid already is the favorite for this Dortmund versus Atletico Madrid game. Now, in my opinion, the way this is going to go down is if Atletico Madrid doesn't get a result in Spain, I don't know which game is first, if they go to Germany to settle it, they're out. They got to put this leg away at home, in my opinion. I don't know if it's the first game or the second game, but they got to deal with the German side in Spain because that Dortmund atmosphere is wild. It is crazy. It is a great stadium to watch. It's a great stadium to, if you're a neutral, to watch football in. But in my opinion, it's a very, very, very tough game. And if Atleti want to go through, they got to do it in Spain. So with that being said, I am going to pick Atletico Madrid to go through. For the first game, I'm going to go Atletico Madrid over Dortmund in a very, 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 very tough game. But I think Atletico and Simeone will get through to the semifinals where we haven't seen them there for a while, right? Am I tripping? I feel like the last time we seen them in the semifinals was when, remember that year that Ramos scored that late header? Was that the year, the last time? Maybe not. I'm tripping. I might be tripping, bro. My memory's all messed up. Anyways, we move on to the next juicy game. PSG versus Barcelona. Mbappe versus Barcelona, which could be something we talk about for the next 7 years, right? Because it's supposedly Mbappe is going to Real Madrid to play Barcelona. So at the end of the day, this is going to be a juicy knockout stage. A very juicy knockout stage. I am in a place where I have always said to you guys that I am Xavi in at Barca. I am a little bit nervous that Mbappe single-handedly knocks out Barcelona. I'm going to be honest with y'all, lads. I am scared. I never, ever, 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 ever really back PSG. If you watch my content, I never backed this team. I'm always like, listen, even when Messi and everybody was there. But I'm going to tell y'all something. With Luis Enrique there, I don't know, man. There is something about PSG with Luis Enrique, but there's also something about Barcelona that this is a really must-win game, and I think Xavi wants to leave in a great way, but I also think Mbappe wants to leave his French team in a great way as well. Who do you trust more, Xavi or Mbappe? And I can't believe I'm doing this, but for like one of the first time ever, I'm going to pick PSG. And I know people are going to go absolutely crazy at me, and I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart. But the thing that is a little bit like that gets me is Mbappe right now, in my opinion, is the best player in the world. And the only reason more people aren't saying that is because he plays for PSG. If he was doing this at Barcelona or at Real Madrid, what he's doing for PSG and what he's been doing over the last few years, we would be comparing him with the greats, right? But because he's at PSG, we don't do that. But I'm trying to think to myself, as vulnerable as Barcelona's defense has been this year, how are they going to stop Mbappe? How are you going to stop Mbappe? And not only that, Dembele, a player that used to play there, a player that left you guys. I am a little bit nervous for Barcelona for those two reasons. One, Mbappe could be going to Real Madrid to play against this Barcelona team, trying to prove himself, and then you got Dembele who just left them and wants to like prove himself. So it's a little bit scary. I think it's going to be Atleti versus PSG in the semifinals. Barca fans, I love you guys. Please don't get mad at me. I don't know. I just a feeling I have. Next game, we have Arsenal versus Bayern. This game is very, 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 very juicy. Oh man, this is so hard. Bayern's had an up and down season. Arsenal has had a pretty, comfortable season. They're doing well in the Premier League. They struggled pretty hard against Porto. And I just don't know if that young team is ready for Champions League yet. So I am going to make a quick decision here and tell you why. I'm picking Bayern over Arsenal. It's not that I don't trust Saka. It's not that I don't trust the boys at Arsenal. It's that I think when it comes to Champions League experience, I think Bayern might have a bit more. And not only that, lads, I think Harry Kane plays pretty well against English teams, and he knows English teams well. And he's playing in a London game, as we know, and he used to play for Spurs, and he knows this Arsenal team very well. And I think with the right people passing him the ball, I think Harry Kane might have a good day against Arsenal. So I'm gonna pick Bayern to go through, simply because I think Harry Kane might have a really good two legs and see Arsenal out. And Arsenal has a lot going on in the Premier League, a lot of really tough games going on there. So I think all that can impact this. Where we fall to Real Madrid versus Man City, probably the game of the round, if I'm being honest with you. My question is this: can Man City knock out Madrid 2 years in a row? No. My answer is no. I don't see Madrid getting knocked out by the same team 2 years in a row. I don't see it. Am I wrong for that? Probably. Am I stupid for that? Probably. But I don't see it. Jude Bellingham, here's the problem. Jude Bellingham and a couple other players, if they get a yellow card, they're in a lot of trouble. They can't play. So it's going to be a tough game. Trust me when I say that. But Man City's had such an up and down season too. Like they were bad a little bit, then they got good. They always start cooking around this time, which is scary. But ladies and gentlemen, I am going to pick Real Madrid. And my reason for you is this. I don't see City knocking out Madrid 2 years in a row. I just don't see any team really knocking out Madrid, the same team 2 years in a row. If it was Bayern or a different team, Barca, somebody else, I would be like different. But I just don't see Madrid and these players going out to City again. I don't know. I just don't see it. So my semifinals are going to be PSG versus Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid versus Bayern. I must say one thing before y'all L me, and before y'all L me, I just want to say one thing. If Barcelona pass PSG, I'm going to pull this up one more time. If Barcelona pass PSG, they're going to the final. Whoever wins this game is going to the final. I truly believe that. This game is sending a team to the final. That's what I believe. I don't know if y'all think I'm stupid for that, but I truly believe that one of the finalists is right here. And if Barcelona gets by PSG, I think they will be here. So Barca fans, hear me out. Get through this game, you're going here. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. And I also think the winner of the Champions League is coming out of this, City versus Madrid. I don't know. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I think if City gets by Madrid, they're winning. If Madrid get by City, they're winning. I think the winner of the Champions League is in that game, and I think the finalist in the final is in this game right here. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Barca fans, Xavi fans, hopefully y'all do it, because if you do it, I think you're in the final. It's no disrespect to Dortmund or Atletico Madrid. I just think that PSG and Barca can win that game. So it is a huge, huge game for PSG and Barca. I think they both look at it that way. Now, before we end this, we got to talk about the Europa League. A lot of people don't care about the Europa League, but some of y'all do. So let's get into the Europa League. My Benfica is in the Europa League, lads. So it's always a fun one for me. But this is what the games are. It's Benfica versus Marseille. It's Liverpool versus Atalanta. It's Milan versus Roma, and West Ham versus Bayer Leverkusen. We got some pretty good games in the Europa League, let's be honest with each other. Some very, very, very good games. Benfica versus Marseille, we kick it off right away, man. My Benfica has not been strong this year. I don't watch enough of Ligue 1. I know Marseille is a fantastic team, but I do believe with Di Maria, with the players that we've signed, we spent a lot of money. We should be able to compete well in this game, and I'm hopefully am right that we compete well, and I'm going to take my Benfica over Marseille, okay? Benfica over Marseille is my choice for the first one. And then we have a Liverpool versus Atletico, Atalanta. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Atalanta just knocked out Sporting, and I hope they knock out Liverpool because I think Benfica have a better chance against Atalanta than they do against Liverpool. Liverpool's a really good team. Also, I don't want to watch Darwin Nunez go up against my Benfica. But the truth is, I think Liverpool will knock out Atalanta, and we will see a semifinals of Benfica versus Liverpool. Again, this is maybe me speaking with my heart, but it's going to be big boy Darwin Nunez going up against Benfica. My GOAT Darwin Nunez playing against Benfica, and the stadium he ran around for so many years, or a couple years. You love to see it. Roma versus Milan. Roma versus Milan. I think it's a tough game because it's two Italian stallions, two good Italian teams. I think Milan is going to see it out in penalties, and Milan will be in the semifinals of the Europa League. And I also think Bayer Leverkusen. We'll go quickly with that. Bayer Leverkusen, I think, will beat West Ham just because Bayer Leverkusen's been absolutely insane. Which means, lads, let's talk about this for a minute. I think Milan will see off Roma in penalties. I think Bayer Leverkusen will knock out West Ham because of how good Xabi Alonso been and that team's been. Liverpool will knock off Atalanta, and I think Benfica will knock out Marseille. And then I think Benfica will probably lose to Liverpool, and I think Bayer Leverkusen will be in the final. So we could see a Liverpool-Xabi Alonso final, which means we could see potentially Liverpool's next manager against them in the final of the Europa League. That is a story. That is a story for y'all to tell your kids about. You know what I'm saying? That is a story they write in books. Crazy, man. I hope my Benfica makes it all the way, but I don't think it's going to be easy. Guys, that's my knockout stages. That's my draw. I don't know how good of a job I did. I probably did bad. I was 8 for 7 in the last round. This round, I don't feel like I'm going that good, but we'll see how it goes down. Like I said, Barca fans, get by PSG. You're in the final. PSG fans get by Barca, and I think y'all are in the final. So it's going to be a wild ride, and I have my seatbelt on. I'm excited for it. Hope y'all enjoyed. I will catch you in the next video. We out.